Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series where I'm recreating Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex from Security Breach in Minecraft. In the last episode we built the Fazcade, but in today's episode we are going to be doing another 2-in-1 where we are going to be building FazerBlast and Bonnie Bowl. Before we do get into the video, however, I'd like to tell you guys that we are nearing the 50,000 subscribers milestone, so if you do enjoy my content, please make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so that way you can help support me throughout this build, as it really does help out this channel greatly. Also, there are now 2 Q&A videos you can now go check out if you have any questions about this project, so hopefully any confusion can be cleared up with those videos. But without any further ado, let's get into building FazerBlast and Bonnie Bowl. So usually when I make these building videos, I like to start the project by taking one step at a time and focusing on one part of the whole. Just like many other areas of the Pizzaplex, this build certainly had its challenges, however this time another part of the Pizzaplex was overlapping the new construction zone. This required me to move the entire build of the West Arcade 10 blocks higher than its original placement, which luckily didn't have any other effects on other areas of the Pizzaplex and allowed me to continue the outlines. Speaking of outlines, however, I had to start this project differently, as once again the build contains 2 separate areas that connect to each other in a certain way. This resulted in me building both outlines at the same time to avoid any more collision with other parts of the Pizzaplex. But with all the outlines in place, we can now take a look around and see where every decoration is set around these 2 attractions. Bonnie Bowl has a relatively large and open area, while the FazerBlast arena has many tight and compact hallways, which makes decoration placement more challenging. But with the work of the outlines completed, the end result contains the same layout as the FazerBlast arena in-game, so the player can feel like they are actually playing Security Breach itself. But with everything now in its proper place, it is now time that we can get ourselves into our first time-lapse and begin construction of this build. first section of FazerBlast is now completed, and we already have a lot going on with the build. Of course, I had to start with the main lobby itself, where people would be able to purchase tickets and other merchandises related to the attraction. Inside are all of the decorative pieces that give this area its character, completed with a trophy wall, a small arcade corner, and the FazerBlast counter itself. The bathroom is also finished on the side of the lobby, as well as the small security office that sits on the other side of the room. When it comes to the main FazerBlast build, however, the small room where the staff bot gives out the rules and warnings of FazerBlast is now in place. Both the entrance room and the lobby contain the space-themed hallways that lead directly to the FazerBlast armory, where people would be able to equip the FazBlaster and helmet. And to finish this section of the build off, we even have the winner's lounge with the hanging rocket decoration and the opening to the air vent that leads to the office where Vanny hides out. A good part of this build is now all in place, however we still have quite a lot of work to do before we can finish up with FazerBlast. So let's get into another time lapse and build the FazerBlast arena itself. And with that, the entirety of FazerBlast is now all completed. I really did enjoy making this part of the build, as even though there was a lot of repetition with all the structures, there was still a lot going on, and the addition of the space themed props makes it so much better. As mentioned earlier on, the maze layout of this build is an exact copy of the maze found in-game, so hopefully this adds more realism to the map instead of placing random cutouts around the arena. The arena is even completed with the catwalk that hangs down from the ceiling that leads from the office that connects FazerBlast to Bonnie Bowl to the maintenance area where the servers and electronics are found that power the laser tag. I couldn't be more happy with the way this attraction turned out, and it has now become one of my new favorite parts of the Pizzaplex. But now that we've wrapped up FazerBlast, it's now time that we move on to the second part of this episode where we're going to be building Bonnie Bowl. In all fairness, I definitely underestimated the size of the bowling alley, as I was worried about how the area would look compared to how it does in-game. With all the outlines in place, however, it should definitely make this build a lot easier, as we can now see where everything is going to be set once completed. While Bonnie Bowl is an open area with not too many props scattered around, there is still a small arcade near the entrance, as well as an ice cream parlor that leads to the back hallway. With all preparations set, however, it is now time that we get into one final time lapse and finish up this video with the construction of Bonnie Bowl. And with that time-lapse now finished, we have now completed another section of the Pizzaplex. I have to admit that Bonnie Bowl was an absolute blast to build, as it was the first time I've ever built a bowling alley in Minecraft, and it was really exciting to see how it would all come together. The bowling alley is fully completed with the arcade and the ice cream parlor to explore, including the hallway that leads to Vanny's hideout, which I managed to connect together. Now that the build is all finished though, I cannot help but be satisfied with the ending result, as we are now getting one step closer to finishing up the Pizzaplex itself. This build may have just been my favorite to create so far, so I really hope that you enjoyed this build as much as I loved making it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed, as a lot of time and effort went into this part of the build. If you did enjoy this video, then please make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel so that way you can help support me throughout this build. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll of course see you in my next video.